There you go, Hazel. You've got a lovely floor. Look what I've got. Hey, what a absolute tip. This is the floor from the living room. So this is what I've been doing all day. What a mess under there. I know I said I was saving it for you for firewood, but it's absolutely rotten. It's not worth burning. It's just fallen apart, so I've dumped it in the garden. It was absolute rotten underneath. So there you go. That's what I've been doing. Hope you've had a better day than what I've had. But I'm glad I've got it out of the way. Just need to find somebody to concrete it now. See you later, mate. So, this is the worst room in the house. And I'm going to start knocking a few bits and pieces down, walls, that chimney breast. It doesn't actually go right the way through the roof, it just goes above that wood. I don't think it's ever been used, but it will be getting knocked out. That sink will be getting knocked out. And I've started to knock a cabinet. Well, there was a cabinet down there I've knocked out. I might keep them cabinets there, they look nice. Go well in my new kitchen. What do you think? So, I've had huge problems in this particular kitchen with water flooding in from outside. Mainly under that one and down there. It has been a problem before, and the previous owner has tried to solve it, but they'll never solve it. I will. But what they've done on the outside, just above the sink, about that level there, the soil is piled against the wall, right across there, right in the garden. Don't know why, but all it's doing is every time it rains, the water floods in and comes through there. I have a digger driver coming and he's going to go down to the floor level and we'll take it back and that'll cure the problem. I'll sort that out. But every time it rains, it absolutely floods the kitchen. I've put these in just to try and stop it. The worst place was here. Under there it was coming like every time it rained, it come like a fountain with heavy rain. I've more or less stopped that now, and I'll show you in a bit. I'll go outside and show you what I done and show you the rest of it. But I'm a bit stuck for work in the house at the moment. I'm waiting on people to come and do certain things in other rooms so I can carry on. So I'm going to just start knocking bits and bobs out here, walls. I've started down there. That was just a cabinet down there. It was made of schist stone and bricks and all sorts. So I suppose they used what they had in the day. They didn't have MDF, I don't suppose, in them days. But anyway, you can see that's the height outside. That wall there, there's another room behind there, but so far along it's open, and then the barn starts. But the roof is covered, it does come down over there. But the water, you can see where it's been coming in and going along. They did make a channel down here. But as soon as that overflows, it flows into the kitchen. Stupid. Really is stupid. This fireplace I'm going to knock down. Hopefully I'll start on it. I don't know how long it's going to take me because it's no rush. This is just sort of passing the time away. I'm not going to do anything in the kitchen till the digger driver's been and cleared the land outside. Can't put anything in. An old cooker there. Hasn't been used at all, I don't think, that cooker. I mean, it's rusty and it's not good, but I've been using it just to boil water for my tea, which it's good enough for. I will be replacing the ceiling. I'll be renewing all the walls. I think the kitchen, I mean all this boiling, all this, everything there you see is coming out. I'm going to reline all the walls, and I think the kitchen is just going straight across there. So that's where I'm up to now. Just going to clear the rest of this rubbish up down here, and then I'll take a look at this and see if it's going to be too difficult. If it's going to, it shouldn't be. I think it's only is it Tajolo bricks or something like that. It's not very big. I lit it with my mash hammer, which is over in that corner there. Trusty old mash hammer. Hit it with that and it'll break, even at my age. Anyway, I'll show you outside. I'll stop for now and go outside. So this is the outside, and this is the problem. There's the kitchen. That's the height of it. The main water, I think originally the level might have been further down, and they've raised it up, filled it with all these old stones, and every time it rains the water just comes in, and there was a big hole under there and it was going in the kitchen, but it seeps in right the way across there. So the digger driver will go down a metre, and if I can take it back a metre, 2-3 metres probably, that'll cure it. I don't know why they've done this, but the kitchen sink level is probably level with that, and there was a big hole under there. Now when it rains, I've sort of dug a channel and it goes out around there, so most of the water goes out. It was going under the bathroom as well, so I've more or less cured it. And the other thing I've done is I've put gutters on. These are temporary, I'll sort these out. As we come round here, that's the inside wall where I showed you. So we're going to go in there, dig that out so far across, dig all this out, come back and dig it out right across, and that'll cure that. Once that goes down, I can then build a lean-to of some description across there to throw the water further out. I'll also put drainage in, right, going out there, because it slopes right down to the road. But I'll clear all this. Hopefully the digger driver won't be too long. The other thing they did as well, because they put a new roof on here, they piled all this sand. I mean, originally this was up to this level, all the sand and everything. I've dug all this out and it was laid against here. All the sand, there was loads and loads of sand. I've moved most of it. It was all up, the sand originally, to about that height. That's where the builders left it all. So I cleared all that and I've gone down. It took me 2-3 weeks nearly to do it all. And then I smashed all this up with a bigger sledgehammer. Let the water run out and drilled it down there. Hasn't done too bad a job of it really. That's a borehole house. I know there's a cable there for it, but all the old electric's dead. I've put new electric in, so I can probably use that pipe again, save it to run a new cable. and see if I can get the borehole to work. My garden goes that lamppost, follow the fence. This fence is to stop the sheep coming in. My neighbour up the road lets his sheep wander on my other land. I've got another fence across there, so back to them trees, and my garden goes round to the back of the house, to that lamppost. That's my neighbour's machine. I'll let him keep it on there. That's an old empty property, nobody's ever been in there, it's derelict. I'm going to get the digger driver, see if he can take the top of that off as well, push it further back so it's a little bit flatter, because it like bends over. If he can't, he can't. This is more important. Them trees weren't over there. I'd have a lovely view of the mountainside and that, the hills. But the trees are not bad. But the garden's not so important at the moment. I'm more concerned about getting the house ready. So I'm going to dig all this down. Hopefully we'll go down a metre and take it back maybe 2 metres from over there right over to here somewhere, and that should cure it, hopefully. Anyway, that's it for now. Bye. Well, I've taken that one out. That was no problem. See the state of the wall there. I'll take that off and sort that out. Now then, here we go. I've started taking the chimney down as well. Easy. It wasn't, or it's not tied in to the wall. It's only leaning against the wall to draw low bricks, so it's coming down very easily. What's taken me longer is I'm putting it in buckets and having to, I do have a wheelbarrow, but by the time I take it out, I can't get the wheelbarrow in the house at the moment. By the time I take it out, dump it in a wheelbarrow, it's just as easy to go down the bottom of the garden with the buckets. But I'm dumping it right at the bottom of the garden, and it's taking me longer to walk up and down with 3 buckets than what it is for me to take these blocks off. A couple of taps with a trusty old hammer there and to come off in one. So another hour, maybe an hour and a half. I've just stopped for a cup of tea, so I'll take them down and drink my tea and start again. I don't think it's ever been used as a fire. It didn't actually go right through the roof, it was stopped off up there. There is a couple of blocks left up the top, but they're actually solid. So I'll probably leave them up there. I can knock them down, I'll see how I feel. But if they're solid, I'm going to leave them, because I will be putting a false ceiling, and I will be putting battens along there which will hold it. I'll be fixing them into the wall so they never come down. But shouldn't be too long. I might leave the sink in for a little bit, I don't know, it's somewhere to put, stand a few things. I'm just going to concentrate on this today. It's about 1:30, 2 o'clock time, so I'll have it down by tea time and cleaned up. There you go. Well, there we go, all done. That was a job and a half. It's about 3 hours since the last video. I did stop for a cup of tea, but I realised I'm not 21 anymore, or 41, or even 61. Not quite 71. Taking it down was easy. It was just a case of knocking to draw low. There was a bit of wire in where they'd made like a sill or a plinth around, but that came out easy. The hardest part was walking up and down the garden with 3 buckets. Oh, it took it out of me, that. It's not far, it's about 150 feet away from here where I'm taking it and dumping it, but 300 feet walking there, back 3 times with all that bucket, and could only put so much. I mean, the blocks, you don't want to be putting too many blocks in. You don't want to be putting too much of the sand, cement and all the dust and everything in. Keep it light, do like the Portuguese do. Don't get a sweat on. And I didn't. And luckily it's not a bad day today, it's quite cool. But yeah, I'm going to have a good rest tonight. But it's one job out the way. It'll probably stop like this now for another month or 2. This was just an in-between job while I'm waiting for other things to happen, so I could have took this thing out, but I'll probably leave that. That won't take long at all. It's only a couple of blocks, standing on them blocks there in the sink. I'll put a board where I've cut the hole in. Well, I didn't cut the hole in, where the hole is. I don't think there's ever been there might have been a fire in, but I don't think so, because there's not much soot or anything in there. If there has been a fire, probably only 1 or 2, not much more than that. But that's where getting a lot of flooding in the corner there and down there. Hopefully the digger driver should come in the next week or so and we'll move it all back and this can all dry out. Anyway, the kettle's going on. I've had enough for today. Bye.